You know that fitness tracker on your wrist? Chances are you found yourself chasing that big round number, 10,000 steps. It's kind of become the gold standard for a healthy day. But what if I told you that number has more to do with marketing than it does with actual medicine? Well, let's dig into the real science of walking and figure out what your personal step count should really be. So yeah, that big question. Is 10,000 steps the be-all and end-all? For years, we've all just kind of accepted it as fact, right? But the latest research is painting a much more interesting and, honestly, a much more achievable picture of how to get serious health benefits from just walking. Because it turns out the best walking plan isn't some one-size-fits-all number. Nope. It's about understanding you, your age, where you're starting from, and even how you walk. And once you get these key ideas, your daily walk can transform into an absolutely powerful tool for your health. Okay, so first things first, let's just bust this myth wide open. Where in the world did the number 10,000 even come from? I mean, it wasn't from some big shot public health study or anything like that. The real origin story is, well, it's pretty surprising. It all started back in 1965 in Japan. There was this new pedometer hitting the market called manpoke, which literally translates to 10,000 steps meter. It was a cool, catchy number made up to sell a product. And boy, did it work. The number just stuck, and it became this global fitness goal, all without a shred of scientific evidence to back it up. And here's where that marketing myth crashes into reality. The average adult in the US takes just under 5,000 steps a day, a number that health experts say is a sedentary lifestyle. So when you compare that to 10,000, that goal can feel totally impossible. And for a lot of people, it's just discouraging. So if 10,000 is just a catchy slogan, what does the actual science tell us we should be doing? Aha! Now, this is where it gets really exciting, because the real data points to a much smarter, more personalized way of thinking about our steps. So take a look at this. This comes from a huge meta-analysis, and it gives us our first real science-backed targets. See the difference? If you're over 60, the biggest bang for your buck, longevity-wise, is between 6,000 and 8,000 steps. Pushing beyond that doesn't really add more benefits. And for those under 60, yeah, the sweet spot is a bit higher, 8 to 10K. But notice, it's a range, not one single rigid number. And you know, this might be the most motivating piece of news in this whole thing. You don't have to wait until you hit some huge number to start seeing benefits. The research is crystal clear. The biggest health gains happen when you just start moving more than you were before. Every single extra step you take actually matters, a lot. Just to give you a concrete example, one big study on older women found that just getting to 4,400 steps a day led to a huge drop in their mortality risk compared to women who were taking fewer steps. It just goes to show you even small, consistent improvements can have a life-saving impact. Okay, so we've got a much more realistic step count to aim for. But the story doesn't stop there. The newest science is showing that the quality of your steps, how fast and for how long you walk, can actually be even more important than the total count. And get this is fascinating. Data from the UK Biobank shows that people who get their steps in longer, continuous walks, like 15 minutes or more at a time, have a way lower mortality risk than people who get the same number of steps in little short bursts all day. The big takeaway here? One solid, purposeful walk beats a bunch of scattered steps. So, how do we measure that intensity? Well, the word for that is cadence. It's super simple. It's just the number of steps you take per minute. You can think of it like the dosage strength of your walking. It's not just if you walk, it's how you walk. And here's the magic number for intensity. You want to aim for about 100 steps per minute. That pace puts you right in the sweet spot for what's called moderate intensity exercise. We call it a brisk walk. And it's at that speed that you start to unlock all those amazing cardiovascular benefits. A really easy way to tell if you're there? You should be able to talk, but you probably couldn't sing a song. All right, now for a really powerful health hack. Timing is everything. A short walk, just 10 to 15 minutes, taken right after you eat a meal can do wonders. Why? Well, as all the sugar from your food starts to hit your bloodstream, your moving muscles just slurp it right up for energy. This helps prevent a big blood sugar spike. It's an incredibly simple and effective trick for your metabolic health. Look, walking is an amazing foundation for your health, but it's not a silver bullet. It's not going to do everything. To build a truly well-rounded plan, we need to pair it with a couple of other key things. Okay, this is a really important distinction to understand. Walking is great for your bones, but mostly for slowing down bone loss as we age. it doesn't actually provide enough of a jolt to signal your body to build new bone. For that, you need something with a little more oomph. And that is where resistance training comes in. Lifting weights, using bands, even bodyweight exercises. That's what puts stress on your muscles, which in turn tells your body, hey, we need to build stronger bones here. So for the long run, you really need both, walking to maintain and resistance training to build. Another huge power-up for your walk is as simple as changing the scenery. There's this concept gaining a lot of steam called a nature prescription, and it's exactly what it sounds like. The idea that intentionally spending time outside has real, measurable benefits for your mental health. And what's wild is how little it takes. Seriously, studies show that as little as 10 minutes in a park or some green space can start to lower your stress, reduce anxiety, and just plain improve your mood. So by taking your walk outdoors, you're getting this incredible 2-for-1 deal for your body and your brain. All right, we've busted the big myth. We've looked at the real science of step counts, intensity, timing, and all those awesome power-ups. So now, let's tie it all together into a smart, personalized action plan that you can actually use. So here it is, your new walking prescription. It's not about obsessing over some random number. It's about finding your personal step goal, making sure some of those steps come from longer walks at a brisk pace, timing a short walk after your meals, sprinkling in some resistance training for your bones, and, whenever you can, taking it all outside. This plan is not only way more effective, it's also, for most of us, way more achievable. So, I'll just leave you with this one question. You don't have to do everything all at once. Just pick one thing. Maybe it's turning all those scattered steps into one solid 15-minute power walk. Or maybe it's as simple as stepping outside for 10 minutes after lunch today. What's the one small, powerful change you're going to make to your walk, starting today?